Hi, I'm EllaAradia, and welcome to your November 2025 Psychic Tarot reading. This reading is for my Taurus Earth signs, where we'll be exploring the overall energies and themes for the month ahead, as well as taking a deeper dive into how these might be playing out for you in your life. This is a general reading. It's going to resonate a little bit differently for all of you. What I do find, though, is there is always a shared theme that runs through the collective for all of you Taurus signs. So take what feels aligned to you and just leave the rest. And before we jump in, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you who are supporting my channel by liking and subscribing. So if you enjoy this reading and you haven't already done that, please do. It helps the channel out a lot. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and then you can get notified when the next videos are up. So Taurus, let's jump in. So I always like to just tune into the energies a little bit first, Taurus, before I start pulling cards. What I'm instantly feeling here is a really strong energy of making plans, forward thinking, looking to the future. And what I'm seeing is that for many of you, there has been, some kind of major shift in your life. Now, you may be standing right at that point now. For some of you, this has already happened. A significant chapter has come to a close, is what I'm seeing, like something very major. I almost feel like the universe has come in and shifted things to, really put you on a different path. Because I feel like there is, a whole new chapter that you're about to step into. And it feels like something really, really major to me. So with your overall energies, we have the Wheel of Fortune. I often think of this as your destiny in motion. It's a card of change, of cycles, sometimes karmic cycles, beginnings and endings, but it's often, like I said, when the universe comes in and shifts people, places, situations that really alter, the course of your life. And what lies in your recent past, the Ace of Cups, some kind of new beginning, a renewal of some kind. So for some of you, that might be an emotional renewal. But it's also a card of, being open to, some kind of new beginning here and really just saying yes to whatever that is, whether that's a different way that you're showing up, whether that's some kind of new opportunity or possibility for you. It's about just being open to that and saying yes. And really just, letting your feelings flow and really trusting, where they're kind of carrying you. So with your current situation, the 10 of Cups, wishes granted, happily ever after, dreams come true, that emotional happiness. So whatever this new beginning, it holds the potential here of, this 10 of Cups for you. Whether this relates to a home, location, a person, or a job opportunity. Like I said at the beginning, the theme is the same, and it can show up in different areas of your life in slightly different ways, to different, degrees and intensities sometimes. But whatever this Ace of Cups is, that 10 of Cups is what it holds the promise of. Dreams come true, happiness, your feelings towards your situation, the 6 of Swords, moving away, from perhaps a turbulent time, moving away from choppy waters to calmer shores, to a place of healing and resolution. This is often a card of solving problems, finding solutions, and, moving towards that place of healing to something better for you. And so with your feelings, you know, towards this situation, I definitely feel like this is something that you want, Taurus. And the swords in the boat here, they represent the wisdom gained from our experiences in the past and taking that wisdom moving forwards, because I do feel, let's just look at your challenge. The Ace of Swords, seeing the truth of a situation, you know, cutting through illusions to get to the truth of something. And I do feel like there's a little bit of a challenge in perhaps moving on from this last significant chapter of your life. But at the same time, I feel like it is very much to make sure that, you know, with this Ace of Swords, you know, that you are seeing the whole picture. Because this is often a card of cutting through illusions, you know, seeing the truth, new ideas, new perspectives. And it might be, you know, that you just need to get a little bit more of a different perspective on this next stage that I feel is ahead of you. And, you know, that's what this Six of Swords is all about. It's about, you know, taking the wisdom from the experiences from the past and taking that with you moving forwards. And perhaps, you know, seeing things in a different light somehow. Because when I feel into, you know, this last chapter that is drawing to a close, I do feel like a lot of emotional energy kind of tied up in whatever that is or whoever that is, attachments, strong energy of nostalgia. And at the same time as, you know, having this new beginning in front of you, it does feel like, you know, there are some emotions that maybe need to be processed in letting go of the past in order to move forward to a place of healing and happiness. And what lies in your hidden influence is the Six of Wands, a card of recognition, of being acknowledged for, you know, who you are, the work that perhaps you put into something, the work that you have maybe done on yourself as a result of, you know, what has completed. So often a card of, you know, perhaps a milestone, and to really look at how far you've come, how much you've accomplished, and how much you've grown. And with your advice from the universe, the Three of Cups, a card of community, family, friends, and, you know, really nurturing those connections. For some of you, that might be about, you know, getting out there a little bit more. You know, you may have, if this is a connection that has recently come to a close, you know, the universe is, you know, just giving you a little bit of a nudge to, you know, get yourself out there, connect to others, community, and, you know, start being open to perhaps making new connections, but also nurturing, you know, the bonds that matter most. So friends, family, loved ones. And in your outcome, we have the Hanged Man. And I really do feel that you are being asked by the universe to look at, you know, this point in time, this shift that I see, and to look at it with, you know, perhaps a different perspective. So it might be to just take a pause and, you know, reevaluate, reassess, take a step back for a moment and really look at things from a point of, centeredness and stillness in yourself, where you can really listen to your heart and really tune in to what your heart truly wants and what feels best for you. And of course, that may involve, perhaps looking at the past in a different perspective and finding a way to, perhaps make peace with that, because whatever these attachments are to the past, or whoever they're related to, whatever they're related to, there are some aspects of that you can take forwards with you in terms of growth, of soul lessons, of, good times and memories, and all of that can go with you. But it's really important, I feel, to, make sure, that you are really listening to your heart, and that carries you to ultimately whatever this 10 of Cups is. Because I do feel, with the Wheel of Fortune here as your overall energies for the month, this is some kind of divine intervention and orchestration where I really do feel that the universe has brought in a different path for you to walk if you choose to take it. And what lies after the Hanged Man is the King of Pentacles. And this is a card of security and stability, and really coming to that point where you feel secure, abundant, and really comfortable in your life, which is really, really important. But it may involve, like I said, just a little bit of letting go of some aspects of the past and listening to your heart and really just trusting that moving forwards, rather than, perhaps clinging to the past too strongly. I'm really trusting a little bit more in, your soul's journey at this point, because I really do feel it is some kind of, major new beginning for you. And I see so much energy of light and expansion. And I absolutely do feel that, whatever this new path is, it is going to lead you to the happiness of this 10 of Cups. So Taurus, I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, no matter what comes through in a reading, moving forwards, always trust what feels right for you. So thanks so much for being here, Taurus, and I wish you a great month ahead.